Hello friends, I am here to discuss characteristics of emotional intelligence. As you know that we have already discussed the definition of emotional intelligence, which is also known as emotional quotient. We have also discussed certain dimensions and the framework of emotional intelligence. Let us see what are the features of emotional intelligence. There are many characteristics that can be used to describe people high and low in emotional intelligence. According to Success.com's Red Power, there are the 7 qualities that best describe employees and leaders with a high emotional intelligence or emotional quotient. They are not afraid of change, they understand it is a fact of life and they are quick to adapt. This is one of the characteristic, means they are ready to accept any challenge. They are self-aware, they know what they are good at, what they can work on and what kinds of environments suit them best. They are empathetic. They can easily relate to others and understand what they are going through. They are committed to quality but understand that perfection is an impossible standard. They are balanced and able to have a healthy professional and personal life. They are curious and open-minded and they love to explore the possibilities. They are gracious, grateful and happy. Why is developing emotional intelligence skill so important? Why should we care about developing our emotional intelligence skills? Because being able to understand your emotions is fundamental to understanding what it is that will make you more high functioning and lead you to flourish. As humans, we tend to be highly emotional and social creatures. Being emotionally intelligent will help you to connect with others, boost your performance at work, improve your communication skills, help you to become more resilient and much more. It turns out that having a high level of emotional intelligence will make you successful in just about every aspect of your life. Further, if we talk of emotional intelligence, self-management and relationship management are also very important. Self-management and relationship management are 2 vital skills to have in life. Self-management and relationship management skills. They not only help us to lead happier, healthier lives, they also help us to simply get through the day, especially the rough ones. Self-management is the first step, as we must learn to manage ourselves before we can manage healthy, appropriate relationship with others, even relationship with our own life. Learning self-management allows you to control your own emotions to a certain extent and motivate yourself in all situations. Improving your relationships management skills allows you to build healthy relationship and communicate effectively in all situations, including being open with others, getting your point across and persuading others, and being honest without alienating or offending others. Building your emotional intelligence can help you with both of these important skills, as well as many more. Like emotional intelligence can help you in the workplace, whether you are an employee, a manager, or a business owner. Only in an organization in which the members are highly emotionally intelligent can they work together to maximum effectiveness. This can only increase the organization's success. However, that success is measured. The bottom line is that emotional intelligence is essential for excellence in business in any professional life. Emotional intelligence can do wonders for one's business because using it at work will make you understand how people and relationships function. Emotionally intelligent colleagues will consistently excel in leadership, teamwork, partnership, and vision because they will have insight on their relationship between the staff, organizations, directors, customers, competitors, networking contacts, and so on. An organization that is emotionally intelligent employs staff that are more motivated, productive, efficient, effective, rewarded, and likable. And their goals will be more aligned with the organization's agenda. This is because emotional intelligence is applicable to every human interaction in business. Having a high average emotional quotient in the organization will help with customer service, brainstorming ideas, company presentations, and a myriad of other activities. Emotional intelligence in the workplace will help you to assess people better, understand how relationships develop, understand how our beliefs generate our experiences, and learn to prevent power struggle, negative judgment, resistance, and so on in order to increase vision and success in life. How emotional intelligence affects decision making? Because in our life, decision making is very important. Related to the previous point, that we have discussed, high emotional intelligence will also improve decision making abilities, and as you know that in any organization, decision making is very important. Those who have a good understanding of themselves and those around them are more likely to weigh all the options, keep an open mind, and remove all irrelevant and unrelated emotions from the decision making process. Those high in EQ don't remove all emotions from their decision making, just the ones that can interfere, like anxiety. This helps them stay more objective, while also allowing them to rely on their feelings to a healthy extent. To expand a bit on this decision making part, emotional intelligence is closely related to communication skills. because decision making and communication skills related to some extent. Those high in EQ or EI also tend to be proficient in their communication abilities. Those who are high in emotional intelligence consider other people's feeling, consider their own feelings, practice empathy for others and relate to them in conversation, operate on trust, meaning they build trust through verbal and non-verbal cues and communicate honestly, recognize, identify and clear up any misunderstanding. Well, these are all which help you to take a decision. How emotional intelligence is important in relationships? Speaking of a healthy personal life, communication leads directly to the next reason emotional intelligence is important to develop: building and maintaining healthy relationship. It is easy to see how having a high emotional quotient can translate to better relationship. People high in emotional quotient can read other people's emotions and appropriately, effectively react to them, understand and regulate their own emotions so they don't bottle things up or let negative emotion burst out of them. Understand that their thoughts create their emotions and that regulating our thoughts allows us to indirectly regulate our emotions. Connect their own actions to other people's emotional reactions. They know what kinds of consequences their action will have on others and how others might feel and behave in response. It is no wonder highly emotionally intelligent people have more stable, satisfying and high quality relationship than those low in emotional intelligence. They notice how others are feeling, react appropriately to others, regulate their own emotions to more effectively interact with others, and they watch their own behavior to ensure they don't offend or upset others unnecessarily. These are the ingredients to a healthy, respectful relationship between, whether that relationship is between, friends, a spouse, family members, co-workers. Now the question is that can EQ or EI, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence, be taught and learned? Yes. As mentioned in previous lecture of mine, emotional intelligence is not all the way to the trait side of the state trait continuum. Although it is relatively stable and does not change much on its own, it absolutely can be improved with practice. With concerted effort, it can be taught by parents, teachers, coaches and other educators or practitioners, and it can be learned by just about anyone. How can one improve emotional intelligence? And the real question is, how do we teach, learn emotional intelligence? Luckily, research has given us some answers to this question. Mindfulness is one such answer. Emotional intelligence and mindfulness. We can use mindfulness to build and maintain our emotional intelligence through enhanced self-awareness and self-regulation. Mindfulness meditation has been shown to work wonders on reducing or eliminating your distress when faced with tense situation. The Mind Tools team offers 6 great tools and a strategy to boost your own emotional intelligence level. What are these? Observing how you react to others, making a concerted effort to put yourself in their place, and committing to being more open and accepting of the perspectives and needs of others. Taking a look at your work environment and work behavior. If you are seeking attention for your accomplishments, try practicing humility. Engage in self-evaluation to identify your weaknesses and get an honest picture of yourself. Examine how you react to stressful situations and work on staying calm, collected and under control. Taking responsibility for your action, this includes facing your mistakes head on, apologizing and trying to make things right. Examining how your actions will affect others before taking those actions and putting yourself in their shoes to fully understand the consequences of those actions. Well, our ability to grow in emotional quotient or emotional intelligence has an enormous impact in all of our relationship, how we make decisions or identify opportunities. So, EQ, EI is enormously important. When we talk of the dimension of emotional intelligence, empathy comes very prominently. Empathy is the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing from within their frame of reference. That is, the capacity to place oneself in another's position. Effective empathy refers to the sensation and feelings we get in response to others' emotions. This can include mirroring what that person is feeling or just feeling stressed when we detect another's fear or anxiety. Cognitive empathy, sometimes called perspective taking, refers to our ability to identify and understand other people's emotions. We empathize based on the reaction to other. What I had also say in that empathy can be cultivated and learned through experiences. Store away in your memory those feelings that you feel both in reaction and as you put things in perspective. Write these thoughts out, note down, analyze them and determine how you want to treat others in the same way you'd want to be treated. We had discussed that self-awareness is the art of understanding yourself So, when we talk of empathy, this is also very important. Recognizing what stimuli you are facing and then preparing for how to manage yourself both in a proactive and reactive manner. Proactive and reactive manner. Self-awareness is how we see ourselves and also how we perceive others to see us. The second external aspect is always the most difficult to properly assess. Curiosity is one of the important aspects of one's character, and especially when we talk of emotional intelligence. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. This is the line said by Albert Einstein. See the content, the gist of this line. I have no special talents, but I am only passionately curious. First, individuals with higher CQ are generally more tolerant of ambiguity, that is curious quotient, tolerant of ambiguity. This nuanced, sophisticated, subtle thinking style defines the very essence of complexity. Second, curious quotient, that is CQ, leads to higher levels of intellectual investment and knowledge acquisition over time, especially in formal domains of education such as science and art. Now, I am sure that you must have understood the very quotation by Albert Einstein that I am not well learned, but I am a curious person. Analytical mind, which is very important. The most emotionally intelligent and resolute people are deep thinkers that analyze and process all new information that comes their way. They continue to analyze old information, habits and ways of doing things to see if they can extract ways to improve. We are all analysts in the sense that we consciously think about all new information that comes our way. Having an analytical mind means having a healthy appetite for a continuously improving mindset geared at bettering yourself and always remaining open to new ideas. A major component of maintaining emotional self-control is using the power of faith to believe in yourself both in the present and in the future. It is believing that the people and things in your life are there for a reason and that everything will ultimately work out for good. Faith alone will not help you. Yes, faith alone will not help you. It takes action, of course. But when you combine faith with powerful values like hard work, perseverance and a positive attitude, you have formed the foundation of a champion. Every great leader and thinker uses faith, either in a practical context, emotionally and certainly spiritually. Spend time in meditation. Think about the way you believe in yourself. Engender a greater faith toward the person you are and who you want to become. And trust and believe that the pieces in your life will come together in a way that will help you live boldly and joyfully. The emotionally intelligent mind is able to discern between things that they need versus things that would be nice to have, that classify more aptly as wants. A need, particularly in the context of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, is the basic level stuff like safety, survival and sustenance. Once those things are met, then we can progress to other needs and of course wants. A want is a big house, nice car and even the brand new iPhone. We don't need those things to survive, but rather we want them based on our own personal desires or what we perceive to matter to society. Become well versed in knowing what you truly need to live, to accomplish goals and to support yourself and loved ones. Make sure you draw a very clear distinction between what it is you need and what it is you want. Means need and want. Emotionally intelligent people know the difference between these two things, need and want, and always establish the needs prior to fulfilling want. Inspired leadership and love for what you do is born from having passion for a subject or people. People with a high EQ use their passion and purpose to ignite the engine that drives them to do what they do. This passion is infectious and contagious. It permeates all areas of their lives and rubs off on the people around them. Passion is sort of that Xena size koi that when you feel it or even when you see it in others, you simply know. Passion is the natural desire, instinct, drive, ambition and motivated love for a subject or someone. Passion brings positive energy that helps sustain us and inspire us to want to keep going. And there is no secret that emotionally intelligent people who are passionate are also willing to preserve and power forward no matter their circumstances. If you want to increase your opportunities, improve your relationships and think clearly and constructively, you are best positioned to maintain a positive attitude. Of all the things that we try to control and influence, our attitude is the primary thing that is always within our control. We can choose to live each day by being positive. It is that simple. Adaptability is not imitation. It means power of resistance and assimilation. Quoted by Mahatma Gandhi. So, emotionally intelligent people recognize when to continue their course and when it is time for a change. This vitally important recognition, ability to make crisp, swift decision in your best interest is called adaptability. You must determine when to stay the course or when to keep moving forward in another direction. Similarly, when one strategy is not working, try evaluating and determining if something else will work. From the way you treat yourself to how you treat others, so your daily routine, always stay open-minded and be willing to adapt and introduce new elements to how you think and what you do throughout your life. you will need to change course and make assessments on whether you will be happy and successful if you choose one path or another. Recognize that you can always change. You can always start over. It may not always be the most prudent or wise decision, but only you will truly know in your heart what is or what is not. Start with leaving the option on the table. Last but not the least, an emotionally intelligent person is interested in overall success and achievement, not just for themselves but for their peers. Their inspired leadership and passion combined with their optimism drives them to want to do best for themselves and others. Too often we get too self-absorbed and concerned only with WIIFM, or what is in it for me? What is in it for me? We have to be concerned about this. It is a must to don't let anyone ever convince you otherwise. But in the same way that we should be focused on your self-interest, we should always maintain a spirit of desire and hope for wanting to see the people around us succeed. Not only is this a brilliant safeguard against envy and greed, it also revitalizes our passion and drives us towards achieving our next goal. It helps us to gain allies and builds powerful relationships that come back to help us in reciprocal fashion. Well, these are the important points that we can keep in mind while talking about emotional intelligence. I'm sure that you must have got important helpful point to make yourself stabilize in the life to face the challenges of life. So friend, I stop here and I say thank you to you. Have a nice day. We shall meet again. Thank you.